And you know, one of the things that they say in the course, they say, we can build your Lamborghini, but we cannot maintain it for you.
And sometimes for people that have great success, they go against the grain. If you want to make money, look for a problem to solve. Yeah. You want to go into sales or you want to go into business,
skills.
You want to learn skills, do network marketing.
But because if it was easy, guess what? Everybody would do it. It doesn't matter who else does not believe in you.
Yes, you gotta believe.
What matters is, do
you believe in yourself?
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
I believe in you to make it.
Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Season. Bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development. So we can take control of our life. Let's go and let's get it started. Welcome to Chilling with the Chaplins. It's your boy LJ with the one and only, my lovely wife, Lady Season. Yes, she's in the building. You know, we're about that vibe each and every week. You know what I'm saying? You got it. So this week we got another episode. I'm coming to you, and today we want to talk about how to miss the mark.
How to miss the mark.
How to miss the mark, or how people fail.
I'm glad you said that second part, because when I saw like the title, How to Miss the Mark, I was like, you want us to repent? Because that's what missing the mark means, repenting, you know, for us spiritual people.
Yes.
So I'm glad that you simplified it and said how to fail.
Yes, how to fail.
People end up failing. Actually.
Yes.
How people end up failing. Or
yes.
What causes failure.
Yes, what causes failure. Because it's very important, because, you know, when you understand, when you know why people fail or how you can fail, you know, then you can...
What could result
or
in
what
failure.
What can result, then you...
And what has caused a lot of failures out there.
Yes, you can reverse it or change the perspective or change the narrative. Or avoid, you know, the pitfalls or things that leads to failure. And so this is why we want to bring to you today why people fail or what causes failure, you know, so that you can understand and know and maybe avoid.
As we start a new year, and because we know that a lot of people, we said there's no resolutions, right? We have a lot of goals.
Yes.
As we start off the year for 2023, and you want to come to December 2023 having accomplished at least the majority of your goals. That's why we said set smart goals, right? Things that are achievable, and put time bounds onto your goals. So now, in order to get to those goals in December 2023, we are giving you tips and really great notes on how to avoid being set back.
Yes.
And failing as you try to move forward in trying to achieve your goals.
Can I rephrase that though? Because I want to say not avoid failure, because I think you can avoid failure or setbacks, but when failure comes, it allows you to embrace failure or allow failure to...
It's okay you saying that, but my point in saying that is, of course there's going to be failures along the way, but that's why we have, you know, podcasts like this. That's why we have coaches and mentors.
Yes.
Because they've done it already.
Yes.
And all they're doing is say, okay, if you avoid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you won't fall as hard as I fell, or you will not fall at all. Because there are people who've started off businesses with good coaches and mentors who had very little failure. Very little failure.
So what you're saying?
So what I'm saying
is, if you want to have success, get a coach or mentor.
Yes, that is a good idea. Somebody who's walked the journey, who's a business coach like LJ, who you know what he's talking about. Or you listen to podcasts like this that will help give you guidance into what to look out for, because that's very important. Avoid making the same mistakes other people have made.
Yes.
And that's why there's coaches and mentors and podcasts, business podcasts like ours, that will tell you that, you know what, if you avoid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which we're going to go into right now, this is how you are setting yourself up for passing instead of failing.
Yes, because let me tell you something too. Because my wife just purchased or invested in herself and purchased a course.
Yeah.
To start a business.
Because you have to invest, right?
Yes.
And I okay.
Now, why are you investing in yourself, or why are you investing in this course?
So, one mind was saying, you know what, YouTube University can tell you everything you need to know. Well, almost everything you need to know in setting this up. And one mind said to me, but this can be fast-tracked.
That's right.
If you have somebody who's have proven results that they've made it using their system. So all you need to do is just copy their blueprint. But you don't copy their blueprint for free, right? They offer courses. And the beautiful part about when you get a really good course, it takes you step by step. I'm probably 30% into the course right now, and I just started on Tuesday evening. Well, I joined Tuesday evening, so I started on Wednesday, which is like less than a week. Right? But I see where I'm going. Malfunctions, they always happen. I see where I'm going because I'm determined to make it work, right?
Yes.
And so I encourage people to invest in their businesses.
In their businesses.
Don't be a miser. Is that the right word?
Yeah, miser.
Don't be a miser when it comes to things that can fast track your growth or even your. Because I'm not gonna reveal what the business is yet. Because I feel like while I'm manifesting things, it's good to sometimes keep the goals to yourself, because it's good to. They say
you got haters. Not just okay.
It's not even about haters. They say
because they can't stop you anyway. They can't stop what God has for you.
They cannot. But people's hearts sometimes can cause certain things to be slower. So I rather not say, and there's the saying that says just people must see action instead of you just keep on speaking.
Yes.
So let me work on this nice business venture, and you will know when it's ready. You will know. You will know.
Yes. But we already got the tip though. We know it's something to do with selling.
Of course.
Yes.
It's selling is my passion, and I really want to follow that. But my point going back, to investing was that you get a blueprint of what's been done and proven and tested.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes. Or you would be like me, when I first started, remember with the e-commerce, I learned how to build my own website, but how long did it take me?
Forever.
It took me a month. And you said it took you less than a week, and you had 30% of into the business? Into the business. I'm talking about into the venture. These people, into the training.
They've given you an online training, which you have to go through with notes and videos and everything. So that has, ever since I started working on Wednesday, I'm like 30% into the course, but also things that I'm supposed to be doing myself, which are in the course, I've outsourced them. Because the people that know how to do will do it much quicker and more efficiently than I would. Instead of me cracking my head, I've been told step by step. It's good to know it step by step, so that when you give it to the people that will outsource, you know when they're cheating you.
And another thing, and more qualified than you as well in certain areas, like with technology.
Because they do it more effectively.
They more effective.
But not even that, they can cheat. Because I did a quotation with one of the outsourced people, and the subcontractors, and she was trying to cheat me into a higher price. I'm like, no. Let's go back to the original, offer. This is what you said you offered. So why are you doubling the amount now? And she realized she got a smart one.
Yeah.
Because you need to know these things so that you don't get cheated into paying more than
you're supposed to.
What you're getting.
Yes. Because it wasn't your fault that she had one thing, original offer, and then changed it. It wasn't your fault. Yeah, now you realize you were doing more, but you should have had that from the beginning. Absolutely. So definitely, we always say, and like we talked about last time, invest in value. We say be frugal when in certain areas, certain things, but certain things that makes your journey faster and easier, and it's valuable. It's something that's valuable. Yeah, we say invest in it. So that because like you said, it took me months and months. Imagine if I would just had somebody.
And it still wasn't perfect.
It still wasn't perfect.
So many
I still had to hire somebody to
clean it up.
Clean it up.
And one of the things that they say in the course, they say, we can build your Lamborghini, but we cannot maintain it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you better learn the course material so that even though you have consultants or outside people who are contractors that you've contracted to do some of the job that needs to be done to get you started, if you don't know the coursework, they can do wrong things for you. They can set up and say it's done, and then you're excited only to find that at the end you get some blockages because you don't know what the coursework was. So it doesn't mean that because I've got subcontractors, I'm not going to continue to learn what's required. Oh yeah, I'm going to still dig in.
But another thing too, when you do that as well, and you outsource things that you're not good in, that would take you forever if you do it yourself. It hindered you from doing what you are good in.
Right.
Because you so focused on something that you're not good in. Instead of just outsource it to someone that know what they're doing, and then you're able to focus on where you're good. Like me, I'm good with marketing. I'm good with management.
Yeah.
So I will focus on marketing and management because I'm good at that.
Right.
It don't take me long to market or manage something because I'm good in that area.
Yeah.
But technology, I would not waste my time again trying to build a website. No. Here, my friend, can you do this for me? Can you handle it? Because
and there's so many great.
It was a great experience. I loved it. Building that website. I took joy in it. But yeah, I rather like here.
And there's great subcontractors out there.
Exactly.
If you need to know, let us know. We can add a link. And get you sorted as well.
Yeah.
So let's get started. One of the things that make people to fail or miss the mark is when people are afraid to stand out.
Or afraid to be different.
And this is a big one, especially for people who are academics like ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
People say, but you have a master's degree. Why do you choose to go the hard route and have a business when you can go to a normal job?
But still like yourself. Because I do have a business degree.
I have a business degree too.
Okay, so we both in our field though.
I've got an MBA.
So we both in our field then.
I'm not in my field in
as a job, yes.
Per se, because my background is in health.
Okay.
But I do have a postgrad of an MBA.
MBA.
It's actually MBL.
MBL, for leadership.
Yeah, so it's better. It's one step better than MBA. But I always say MBA just to dumb it down for people who don't understand. But it's actually an MBL, Masters in Business Leadership.
Okay.
Not administration. Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me, yeah. I got the MBA.
I got the leadership. So,
But that's when I go from PhD, that's why I'm going to leadership.
Whatever. But my point is, even with that master's degree, or even without that master's, let's just say the master's degree was in health.
Health, yes, I got you.
Because people do.
They feel like they stay and they feel, I gotta stay in this, I gotta stay in this job.
Not even that, but people do leave their corporate jobs or their careers to start a business because there's freedom.
Freedom.
Right? We after financial freedom, we after time freedom, after flexibility, all these things that you don't necessarily, get when you are a 9 to 5. Yes, you get the security of the bag every month. You're going to have a certain amount of salary, but there's no growth, or there's very limited growth. But when you are self-employed, yes, in the beginning, you're going to put in the hours, you're going to put in the effort, you're going to put in your sweat and tears. But I had to do that too.
Yeah. And one thing too.
But it's not going to be forever because you're working your dream and not somebody else's dream.
Yes. One thing, and we're not downing jobs because
we need people to work.
Yes, and there are some careers that do make good money. Like if you're an executive or
but you still
CEO.
But you still have to work your butt off to get that 6 figure
or 7 figure.
Or 7 figure or even 8 figure.
You got some.
You are on
some
call
executives that make good money.
24/7. Like people who are in those positions will tell you that it's just as the same as having your own business, but worse because you are
working for somebody else
and you're in a fixed salary. You're depending on bonuses, and if you don't perform, you could be fired. But when you work for yourself, nobody can fire you. Nobody will fire you, and you know that if you don't work, you don't eat.
And you know who I'm gonna say a good example? Someone that's not afraid to be different.
Mm-hmm.
That say, you know what? I might be a technology, but why can we do this?
Mm.
And sometimes for people that have great success, they go against the grain.
Mm.
And Elon Musk is great with that because Elon Musk was in technology.
Yeah.
But he said, okay, why can we put that technology inside a car?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's evolution. That's like create innovation. Decide like why can't we have technology inside a car?
Yeah.
But you gotta be you can't be afraid to be different, like and stand out and go against.
You should not be afraid to try
different things. Yes.
And because business is all about solving problems.
Solving problems. Yeah.
So if you can solve a problem, no matter how small it is, that problem can actually make you big bucks.
Yes. I heard somebody said this. A preacher said this. If you want to make money, look for a problem to solve.
Yeah, that's it.
Look for a problem to solve.
That's what business is.
Yeah, look for a problem.
Because even with selling, you're looking for you. It's what they say, demand and supply.
Mm-hmm.
There is a demand for what you're trying to sell. Otherwise, there won't be any sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you create demand by advertising and people seeing the need to buy what you're selling,
mm-hmm.
right? You make people want to buy by selling them the dream, right? So that's what it is. So it doesn't have to be something of you reinventing the wheel,
mm-hmm.
And until God gives you that idea of reinventing the wheel, of starting something fresh, something new, you can just go and see what other people have done and they won. Get somebody to coach you, mentor you, get a course, whatever, and get started.
Get started. Yes. Don't be afraid to be different.
But don't be afraid also to leave that job.
Leave.
We're not saying now because the job will fund your dream as well, but once you feel comfortable, or once even the same job, you can convert it into a business.
If that's your desire to leave, because sometimes don't be bound. Don't be afraid. If you love your job, you want to stay there and you want to retire there, then great. But we saying even while you're working, even CEOs and employers, they love when you are different, when you're not against the grain, when you're not just rigid. You do everything about a book. They love when you are creative when you think out of the box. They don't want somebody that's a robot and just so because they love that bring creativity, that bring innovation when you can be different.
That's why we have the Apple phone.
Yeah,
it was unfortunate that his employers did not see the millions behind the Apple phone, because they were like, no, that can't happen. And if only they knew. I'm sure they hit themselves in the face every day when they see the success that Apple has become, when they had the opportunity to make it their own.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, I just like the fact that, as we're talking about this thing of not being afraid to be different, is that you're gonna have criticism.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You're gonna have people who are going to. That's why for me, I was like, okay, let me not say what I'm doing right now, because they are family and friends who watch our podcast and we appreciate them.
And we love them.
And it's the same people who will come to you and say, are you doing that again? You try, because this is my second attempt of doing what I'm doing. The first time I wasn't 100% in. This time I'm all in. So they're gonna say,
well, you was 100% in, but you.
I wasn't, because I stopped. So that's not being 100% in, right?
Okay.
Because I stopped. Right now I'm saying I'm not stopping, no matter what the downfall is, no matter how hard it gets, I will push until I see those millions come in, right? But now my point is, family and friends who know what I have attempted and did not work as such. It did, because I made sales and everything, but I didn't reach my goal. Right? They're gonna say, you're trying it again? Because there are people who are just wanting to find some negativity in everything people are saying. You're gonna fail again. Oh, that's too saturated. So keep your boundaries very, very protected.
Yes.
Because if you have weak boundaries, what's going to happen is you're going to listen to everything that's out there, all the noise, and then you're going to be afraid to push and go forward.
Afraid to be different.
And go forward with your dream, or afraid to go against the norm. Because it's easy for people to say, get a job, get a normal job. But what does that mean? When you have millennials out there, people who are 18, 17, 16, 15, 12, who are making money off online, whatever. And then you're telling me to go and work a job that's going to pay me a fraction of what I can make while in the comfort of my own home? No. Like, this is the 21st century. 21st or 22nd?
21st.
21st.
It's still 20. I believe it's still 21st.
I don't know, but it's a 20-something century. And there's just so much out there. You know, you don't have to be bound into doing just one thing. There's so much out there that you can do. And I know my success is in online, whatever. It's in online something though. And I'm chasing after that dream right now.
But and I think the big difference now, because we understand, I think the reason why you're gonna stick to it now, because you know more about goals. You understand that you can't stop and go. You got to stick with something long enough, stick with it. So when you start this new thing, I got to stick with it regardless of what happened. And then another thing too, you're on this journey of conscious manifestation.
Yeah. So I know that anything that I touch is gonna be successful.
Yeah.
I know that already.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a good feeling to know that everything that I touch is going to be successful.
Everything.
This podcast, it's a done deal. It's
done
successful. Deal. My marriage, done deal. Because I'm speaking these things.
The triplets, done deal.
I mean, by the end of this year, be ready to bring in gifts.
Yes.
Before the year ends, you're gonna be congratulating us. Because
when you don't see my wife, sometimes in the middle of the year, you know something.
We'll do an announcement, so don't worry about it. Anyway, let's move to point number 2.
Yes.
About persistence. You touched on it.
Yes.
That if you're gonna fail if you're not persistent, and that's what I did in the first business. I wasn't persistent enough, but when I joined the network marketing business, I was so consistent and so persistent I feel like that was somebody's dream.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the network marketing business.
Oh, network marketing. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You was in something.
I was great.
You was great. They love you. They love you. They love
I killed that thing. I killed it.
But that's what I was talking about when you say you stopped it, because you
because I realized that I'm building somebody's dream.
You're building somebody else.
They say it's your dream, but
it's not really your dream. Yeah, it's not really yours. You're building somebody else's dream.
The amount of effort you put in that thing. I mean, it's. I learned so many skills. I would not take it back. I think where I am right now with growth in business has a lot to do with what I learned in that network marketing business.
And what we would say too about, because a lot of people downgrade network marketing, I would tell anybody that
to give it a try.
That's early in their career, or you want to go into sales, or you want to go into business.
Skills.
You want to learn skills. Do network marketing. That's the best skills to learn
everything in
sales. Because the number one
mindset and everything.
The number one reason why I would say get into network marketing mindset is the rejections you're gonna receive.
Yeah,
you're gonna get a lot of no's. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of no's. Overcome those.
And I think really I must support.
And if you want to be a business owner or sales, or you want to get into in business, you're selling. That's what you're selling. You're selling your idea. You're selling things. So network marketing will teach you how to sell, and it will teach you how to overcome rejection. Because I can say I learned. I was in network marketing as well when I first got my master's degree. I was in network marketing for a year, and it taught me so much. I still have my notes. That I could always this is something that I can use later on when I do things on my own. So network marketing. But go ahead.
Yeah, it took my thoughts away. But what I want to say is network marketing is a great way to learn those fundamental skills in business. especially I think one takeaway that I really will never forget for the company that taught me was mindset. That's how I got introduced to understanding that it all starts here.
In the mind, yeah.
If you get it right here, guess what? Everything is gonna flow.
Yes.
If here this is the hardest thing to get right. But once you get it, you got this.
You got it. Because we got to realize everything starts and ends with your mind. You know, and so once you understand your that everything starts in the mind, because you got to remember, before it manifests in the physical, it had to manifest in the mental.
Absolutely.
It always manifests in the mental, and then whatever you're thinking gonna manifest in the physical.
That's it.
So that's why a lot of times, and that's why a lot of times we not achieving much
because already you're going defeated.
You're going in defeated. So you got to realize starts here.
That's why before I even launch my business, I already know that it's a successful business. I already know it. Listen, I'm not even doubt. I know for a fact that it's gonna be a multi-million-dollar business.
Yes, and on this persistent thing, you got to be willing to keep going even when it gets tough.
Because they say, there's a cliche that says, nothing that is worth having comes
easy. Yes. Nothing worth having comes easy.
You gotta put in the work.
Yes.
You know, but because if it was easy, guess what? Everybody would do it.
Everyone would do it. Yes. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Let's do that because that's easy money. Everybody wants easy money. But because it's not as easy
that's why people play the lottery. Can they feel like that's
it's just putting in like $2-3 and I get millions. But also with that, it's also got to do with mindset, because people don't win the lottery because their mindset is broke already. And money attracts money. You know, your mindset is gonna be ready to receive those millions, and hence those people who receive it by chance without their mind being right, they lose it within a couple of months.
Yeah, and that's most people that win the lottery.
No. No, because you have not been studying lottery. I have.
Okay.
So I know. Anyway, we're not there. Let's move to our third point.
Yes, but another thing too about persistence too, because a lot of people, you can't give up too quickly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you, like with the stop and go, when you start something and then you quit. When you are persistent, you gotta keep going. Like, you know, even like with this podcast, we've been doing it for over a year.
Yeah.
You know, of course we don't. You might not see all the results. You might not get a lot of views in the beginning.
And don't be discouraged by your neighbor, or by your competitor, or by the next person doing the same thing.
They're like, oh, they got a lot of views, and a lot of downloads, and they got a lot of comments.
And people who've achieved like 10,000 subscribers, 100,000 within a year, and we scrambled to get 1,000 within a year. You know,
scrambling to get the views, and you might be scrambling to get the but
you never know when it's gonna hit.
You never know
because you are consistent and you keep going.
And that's why I would say being persistent is to focus in what you're doing and not pay attention to what everybody else. You know, focus on what you're doing.
Especially when you're passionate about something. Nothing that you're passionate about is worth giving up on. Because your passion will open up doors for you.
Yes, it will. It would.
Without a doubt.
The Bible even says you get away more for you.
Absolutely.
Yes. And so the next one is basically pride took down the best of them. Meaning stay humble. You know, humility is the way. You know, like always learning, always have the mindset that I'm going to grow. You know, I haven't arrived. I'm always
even when you arrive, just always know there's always room.
It's always because even the Bible says there's always. We grow from faith to faith, from glory to glory, and from righteousness to righteousness. So even though you might, I accomplished this goal, but guess what? There's another level that you can go. So you never feel like, you know, I arrived. I made it. Because there's another level. Because when you feel like you made it, that means there's no more room for growth. There's no more room for growth. And so you always want to stay humble and say, you know what, there's another level I can go. And always persistent, always pursuing the next level, or never get lazy, and never get complacent that never get complacent that oh, I made $1 million, so I don't have to work no more. No, you keep going. There's another level. You could become 2 million. You become a billionaire. Then once you get to billion, and so you always stay humble and always willing to learn from others. You're like, okay.
Don't be Mr. or Miss Know-It-All.
Yeah, Miss Know-It-All, because by you being Miss Know-It-All, that means you can't learn from the next individual, because anyone can teach you anything.
There's somebody who's better than you.
Yes, or even sometimes you could be walking down the street and you feel like, oh, they just somebody walking on the block. They don't have enough. But don't you know you can get a lot of information even for a homeless person on the street.
Yeah, that's why.
Just by talking to that person.
Most companies have researchers. They get researchers to do. What are these groups again called?
Focus groups.
Focus groups, because they know that they can learn from the regular person.
Yes, I read a book, right? I read a book, and I'm like, it was a man. Remember I told you he was in South Africa. He was in South Africa, and he seen a young girl playing in the mud, and she found the rock and gave it to him. So like that, I'm getting the story messed up, but there was a rock found, and she said, "Here, Mister." Didn't know what it was, but it was a stone. And he said, "Son, you could keep it, whatever, But she's like, "No, you keep it, And so he took it back. He took it back and found out that there was a diamond, and that's how they found it, and that's when they started doing research. But still, even that was a little girl that he was just talking to, that he found a diamond inside of a rock. But even not just looking for a diamond, but even talking to somebody that might be even a child that might give you some type of information. May say, sometimes that child, because the child is humble, like, son, why are you angry? Oh man, why are you upset? Why are you angry? And sometimes by listening, it check you.
In a nutshell, just be open-minded.
Be open-minded.
Don't look down on people, and keep an open mind, and always know that there's always another level to go.
Yes, it's always another level to go.
We never arrive. Michelle Obama said it beautifully. We're always becoming.
We're always becoming. Yes. So the thing is to stay humble.
Yeah.
Stay humble.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think our next point goes in very nicely with that, because when you stay humble, you're able to build and sustain relationships.
Yes.
Right? In business, you got to have some form of networking.
Yes. You got to cultivate strong relationships.
Thank God that nowadays that we don't have to meet people face to face. You can be part of communities.
Yeah.
Like
Next
opportunity
window.
window community, where you're able to meet people with the same goal and who are doing what you want to do. Like the course that I'm part of, there's a Facebook group that we part of, and we encourage each other. You put out your stuff there. They criticize it, but what's the word?
Judge.
No, criticize in a good way, like
constructive criticism
that you get through the
feedback.
You get feedback, or if you go in the right direction or whatever, and so those groups you want to be part of, because you don't want to work in solo. In isolation, you will get you won't get very far when you're working in an island.
Yes, and this is something I learned, because I'm still struggling with it. And I want to ask my wife, how does she cultivate strong relationships? Because I'm still struggling. Because like we all know, I'm an introvert, and so until I'm comfortable, and then I become that extroverted person. Then my high eye will stand out more. But this is something I struggle with, and I'm learning to overcome. That's why I love the community, because when I'm part of the community, and and I'll see you face to face, I'm just able to type or whatever. I'm more open, and because there's other introverts that's just like me that don't know how to cultivate relationships. So give us some tips, because my wife is a social butterfly. She's good.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the personality that I have. I'm just not afraid. I'm not afraid to stand up. Like point one. I know that I have. I remember people used to say. In one of the courses that I used to attend, I have a peacock, character, because peacocks, they want to be seen.
Yeah, they want to be seen.
And some would say flamingo, because they like to show off.
Yeah.
So it helps to have a character like that or a personality like that, because it's just part of you. You're not trying to be something that you're not. Because it happens automatically. I'm not trying to be something that I'm not, but also if you are not blessed enough to have a character or a personality like I do, which is just open and and free, and just easy to network with other people, I would say I would keep on saying it again and again. Be part of a community that will help you to
open up.
That's what I would say in Zulu. To chill a bit, to open up and be able to learn skills on how to overcome those barriers that cause you to be an introvert. Because in business, you can get hurt when you're an introvert and you allow it to lead you or rule you. Because you need to be able to give some to get some.
Yes.
You can't just be on the receiving end, and people will see and read through you, and they will not, return the favor. So even in communities, you're not there to just only consume. You have to teach yourself to be able to also give back in order to get some. And that's how the law of the universe works as well.
Yes.
Law of reciprocation.
Yes. Sowing and reaping.
Yeah, the Bible as well. You give and you get, etc. So for me, thank God that I have this personality. But for people who don't, it can be learned.
Yes, and another thing too, because some people like myself, the reason why we become introvert is because of self-esteem or confidence. We lack that confidence. We lack there's a self-esteem because maybe something that we've been through when we were young. Or
just overcome those things if you're going to be successful. Just think
it's very important that you begin to overcome that and begin to network, because you can go a lot further with more than with networking with others and building strong relationships, cultivating it. You'll go a lot further, because even the Bible said 2 is better than 1.
And you will learn from other people.
Yes.
So if you close that door of learning from other people, so when you close networking and communication, it means you're closing that door, and
of learning,
and it will cost you.
Yes, it could. It mean that it could cost you in getting there sooner. So definitely cultivate.
And like I said, also you don't have to do it person to person, especially for those introverts.
Yeah, community.
It's so easy. You just
join
online,
the community.
Online everything.
Online. I know that. I love it.
Because even for people who are public speakers who want to do to learn how to advance their speaking, the Toastmasters. You don't have to go there anyways anymore.
No, there's online.
There's online
Toastmasters. It's online.
So there's no excuses. People will make excuses, but avoid making excuses.
Yes,
because there's always a way around everything.
You gotta make sure you understand and understand that there's a need to network and to cultivate relationships and to build strong relationships, and this is something I understand, and I'm trying to break it, and I will break it, because I'm speaking it consciously that I will break it. I will become more empathetic, more open, and cultivating relationships and calling people and different things, because it would expedite my growth even faster as well. Besides, investing in yourself, paying for a cause, but also networking and building a strong relationship and cultivating that relationships. People see like, okay, you know what, he got a heart, or he's real,
And people don't want people like I've distanced quite a bit of a number of people who I feel they're always in the receiving end and never opened up to also be willing to give something. It's exhausting to be in that kind of relationship. You might not mean bad and put an excuse of I'm an introvert behind it, but it doesn't work well for most people like myself.
No.
I feel like you're using me.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I just distance myself, block you, delete you, or just not bother about you. Because if I'm not benefiting anything out of you when you're benefiting from me all the time, then what's the point of the relationship?
What's the point? And so, because there are also introverts and that's out there, and that's why I'm thankful for the podcast, because it teach me how to open up and be able to express myself, and be vulnerable, and that's the thing, because sometimes when you're afraid to be vulnerable, then you do shy, and you don't want to speak because you're afraid to be vulnerable. But we want to say it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta realize this. Those little people that you feel like that don't like you, don't worry about this. 10 people. You got over 8.7 billion people in the world that you.
And that's why I'm back in my sales business, because I realized, I was counting too much on people that I know.
Yes.
And people that in most cases, they don't want to see you.
They don't want to see you win. They might not support.
I just sent a message to almost everybody in my contacts. Some people chose to ignore the message asking for support for my book that I just published.
Yeah. But when you send another message, then they respond to it.
And I'm like, so their phone works. So they saw the message. They acted as if they did not see it. But when they wanted something from me, they knew my number. So most of the people that ignored me like that, I just decided to delete their numbers. Because why remember me when you need something from me, but when I'm asking for your support as little as $20?
Yes.
You find, I appreciate the ones who actually respond to say, hey, not now, or whatever, and acknowledge the message, then people who just blatantly ignore me. That hurts. But then again, I remember what LJ had said, is that, you find yourself. That's
for
fine.
you.
Those people are not meant for you. So when God says there's billions of people out there
over
to support
billion,
you,
yes,
you're good to go. You're good to go. Whether your family support you or not, family and friends, listen, there are billions of strangers out there who are willing to listen to offer.
Because you're not for everyone, and so it's okay, and that's what it's okay to be vulnerable. Yes, you might not be like the next one. You might not be
uncomfortable.
It's a little uncomfortable. It's okay.
Yeah.
By you being vulnerable, you will find someone. There are somebody out there that will support you and be there for you, and I got your back, and so it allowed me to be vulnerable. And so for you introverts, for you to it's okay to be vulnerable. Put yourself out there. Begin to cultivate that relationship.
And the definition of cultivation is watering.
Watering.
And when you're watering, you're putting effort, right?
Yes.
So you get the water, you go to your garden, you pour the water, you check on that seed daily or every other day to see, is it growing? Did the bugs come in? If there's bugs, if there's weed, you pull out the weeds. You got to take care of it. You got to take care.
Just like me being on the podcast, I get more comfortable in speaking. Even with the masterminds, I'm getting more comfortable in speaking and training. The webinars, I'm getting more comfortable.
Even the writing, because my God, it's improved so much.
I'm putting myself out there. I'm being vulnerable with my skill set, because there is a lot in me. There's a lot in you, and you might feel like, I can't do this, or I can't. No, you can do it.
And like we mentioned before, what can hold you down is looking down.
And looking down yourself,
In fact, we're going to talk about it later on.
Yes.
So let's just continue because we have no time. Point number 5, if you're not
never taking a high road. Always arguing their advice. Not being teachable.
I would say be coachable.
Be coachable, yes.
If you're not coachable, whatever that you do that we've spoken about, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
There's no point in even listening to this podcast if you're not going to
do it. You're not going to take the point and listen.
So it's important, it's so critical that you be coachable. One of the first requests when you join the course that I'm currently doing, they ask you, are you coachable?
Are you coachable?
And the coach actually says, if you're not, don't waste your money.
Yeah, don't waste your money.
Don't. Because he's not desperate for your money. He wants to teach you, but he wants to put in value, and he's not going to give you skills for free. So in order for you not to say, oh, it didn't work, blah, 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 just don't waste your money. Don't put it in, because if you're not coachable, you're not going to listen. You're not going to follow what is coaching, what is telling you. And it's a proven system.
And it goes back to that, stay humble. Because, because
you must know it all.
Yeah, and you must know it all. You coming to the individual and you're going there and you're going to the training or going to a community or whatever, and then you don't do what they say. Why join?
What's the point?
So that you could blame them and it didn't work. No,
because this is the thing. We always pointing fingers at other people or things. We never want to take the responsibility. I think we're going to get to that point very soon.
Yes,
but
we that is the next point.
That's the next point. So let's just quickly go into that point. Take responsibility.
Yeah.
And stop pointing. Because remember, when you're pointing a finger, I'm sure you've heard this before, the three are pointing directly at you. Yeah. One is pointing at the person that you're pointing at, and one is pointing at God. So you're even blaming God.
Mm-hmm.
But guess who's getting the most blame? You, because the three are pointing at you. So stop pointing fingers and saying, oh, I did not make it because of 1, 2, 3. No. Check yourself first.
Yes, because to succeed in life, to succeed in business, you got to realize that there's a feedback loop.
Yeah.
There's a feedback loop.
Yeah.
It's very important that you get feedback, being coachable.
Yeah.
You're going there to learn something, you're going there to get information, so you receive the feedback. Then once you get feedback, you got to try it.
Absolutely.
You gotta try it out. So when I'm coaching you, when I'm training you, now if I tell you to do something, because if you don't do something, you're not hurting nobody.
Yeah.
You're not hurting your coach. You're not hurting your mentor. Only person you hurt is yourself.
There's actually a disorder called excuse for everything disorder. Because people will find a reason why they're not doing something.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be held accountable.
Yes.
And having a coach and a mentor and being in a community, it's all about accountability.
And only that coach is there to guide you to say, you should do it this way, or maybe bring different scenarios to you so that you can begin taking action. Now, if you don't take action, it's on you.
And there's no point in paying that much money for that coach or mentor because you're not using the skill set that they
exactly. So it means you got to try it. Once you get the information, you got to try it out for yourself. You got to do it. You can't make an excuse and say no. You got to do it. And then once you tried it, then you will get the results. It's either a failure or a success. But we always say, it's not failure. Failure is feedback. Yeah. So you're either gonna have success or you're gonna get some feedback to know, okay, I need to do something different or I need to do something else. So it's always feedback.
And even that coach or mentor will know how to guide you when you try something.
When you try something.
You can't just come and say, oh, it's just not happening. But did you try it?
Did you try it?
At least I will give you constructive criticism once I know that you've attempted it.
Because, let's go back to Thomas Edison. He tried over 10,000 times. But each time that he tried, he learned what not to do.
Right.
Got feedback what not to do so that he able to make the next one better.
Yeah.
So even like we talk about Tyler Perry, Elon Musk, anyone that has some setbacks or has some failures or they got some feedback to know what not to do.
Elon Musk is a great example as well. I mean, with the spaceship that he's doing, how many times did the poor man fail? But he ended up getting it. People were like, oh, Elon, don't try again. Even his employees were like, oh, boss. But he kept on saying, no, next time we're going to win. Next time we're going to get it. Until they got it.
Even like yourself, like with the online, with the business that you're doing right now. You tried a lot of different things, but now you know what not to do, so that this time you can succeed. And so and so everything that you're doing in life is feedback. It's feedback to know what not to do the next time, or what you need to do the next time, so that you can win. So don't worry about how long it's taking you or what's going on. Knowing that everything that you went through in life, it was feedback so that you know what to do next time.
Absolutely.
So and so we could and you can look back in your life of certain things that happen in your life, and you're like, oh, I know that you can't get me. But what they always say, shame on you, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So
Absolutely.
because the second time around, it should that same thing shouldn't get you.
No.
Because you got feedback. You like the
We have a saying that says once bitten, twice shy.
once bitten, twice shy. Yes.
Yeah.
Fool me
Anyway,
once.
so and going into our next point, which is avoid getting distracted.
Yes.
Because when we get distracted, it's a result of now all these points that we've mentioned. They're gonna be in vain, right? Because I think the last point goes very nicely hand in hand with this one.
Yeah.
Taking responsibility.
Taking responsibility.
Because if you're not responsible for even your time, it's easy to get distracted.
It's easy to get distracted.
I recently got myself some books.
Yes, I've seen it.
It's the 369 Project, because I'm a conscious manifester, right? And so I wanted something to hold me accountable for what I'm trying to achieve within the year 2023, especially this first quarter, January to March, because there's so many big things that I really want to achieve. And so
But we're gonna do one at a time.
Yeah, of course, one at a time. But my point is, I got this book to help me. It's journaling, it's reading.
See how I'm doing? I'm coaching out. I'm holding my wife.
To help me keep me accountable to what I envision in the next couple of months or throughout the year 2023. So to avoid distraction as well, because I was doing it online. Then I realized, oh, guess what? A notification just came in. And then I go to Facebook, checking the notification. Oh, an email just. So when I'm doing this, I shut off my phone, or I put it on silent or airplane mode, and I'm just laser focused. I wake up at a certain time in the morning now, so that I dedicate 1 hour fully to what I'm trying to achieve, because it all starts here, and once this is corrected, then the rest is
because it for not to get it takes discipline to stay on
a
course.
lot of it.
You gotta be disciplined to turn off your phone. You gotta be disciplined not to put on. Like we said last week, Facebook is addictive. Social media is addictive.
Social media is like it's the worst drug.
It can be the death of you. Yes, it's the word. It's like one of the worst drugs, because it can be addicted. So it takes discipline to not to go on Facebook, not to respond to that notification.
And there's this thing they have on Netflix where they
the dilemma.
The dilemma, they show you how these social medias, they trick you into sending, like if they see that you haven't been online for an hour or so, and they know that you're on there like all the time, they will send, boop, somebody just posted something and you want to go check it out. Boop, this person's birthday. Boop. There will always be so turn those notifications off.
Yes.
To limit the distraction.
Turn the notification.
And when you're focusing, because we're talking about not getting distracted, you put your mind on something, try and just focus on that, so that you get it achieved. Because if you try to do too much, then you won't get anything done.
You won't get anything done. So definitely, you got to be disciplined and try different measures. Whatever measure that works for you. Some people, like I said, they shut off their phone. Some people put their phone in a different room. Some people leave their phone in the car. Because even, like I said, even with the phone, sometimes your phone could can mess up your marriage. Facebook could be your second wife. That could be your mistress, or your second, because it can mess up your marriage. So
some people cannot put it down. They take it to the bathroom.
They take it. Yeah.
I know somebody does that, but I won't mention their name.
But you do what you gotta do, so that you can be disciplined. It's gonna be it is tough to be disciplined, but like I said, you gotta do what works for you. Yeah, you gotta do what works for you.
And we're not talking just business, but also
life, relationships,
marriage needs work. Career needs work, school needs work, college needs work. All these things, you've got to avoid as much distraction as possible in order for you to come out tops. Because you don't want to just be an average business person or an average co-worker or student or whatever. You want to be the best.
The best,
right?
yes.
And I think that goes nicely with our next point, is that unbelief will kill everything.
If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in what you're doing, it will kill everything.
And let me tell you this. How do I put it?
Go ahead.
It doesn't matter who else does not believe in you.
Yes, you gotta believe.
What matters is, do you believe in
yourself?
Do you know how many successful people nobody believed? I love.
This something I struggle with as well.
Exactly. Because you felt like nobody.
And this is self-esteem. The introvert thing.
I'm not gonna make it. Who cares?
Who cares?
If you believe in you, guess what? The sky is not even the limit. And I was gonna make an example of Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel.
The Colonel.
Nobody believed in him. His dream came true at 60 something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that man could have given up in his 30s. I was like, okay, you know what? I've been doing this for years now. Let me just... No, he knew that his chicken was worth it.
Yes.
He knew his value, because we forget our value. That's why we settle so much as people.
Yes.
We settle.
We're good at settling.
We settle in the jobs that we take.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to aim too high. We settle in the careers that we take. I know I settled in my career. Because when I look back, I'm like, I could have been something better than what I was. I'm not saying health inspectors are not worth being, because you can work your way up, but it wasn't my career.
It wasn't your career.
No, it wasn't. I settled. I was too afraid to jump, because I was listening to noises. Oh, this is too difficult. Oh, whatever. And I listened to that, and I regret listening to those noises, because I know that I would have been much further.
Oh, this is too dangerous. This is too dangerous.
It's not for women. Like, what? And when I look back of things that I would have done that I was interested in back then, I could have been a trailblazer. I could have been the first black woman. But I was too scared, because I listened to the noises, right?
And you didn't believe in yourself.
I didn't believe in myself, and it got to my head, and then I settled. People settle in marriage. That's why we have so much GBV out there, gender-based violence, because people will be like, oh, he hits me because he loves me. No,
that ain't love.
No, that's not love.
Don't fool yourself. That is not love. That is not love.
And you end up even people dying in marriages or in relationships, because they're like, oh, he loves me. No, he does not.
No, he don't.
Why?
Or she don't love you.
Yeah, because men get beaten up as well. So this goes back to lack of self-love. And lack of self-belief.
Yes.
Such a good one.
That's why we say it will kill everything. If you don't believe in yourself, it will kill your dreams.
It's not worth it.
It will kill your goals.
Yeah.
It will kill everything, because you gotta believe in yourself, even if
doesn't
nobody
become
else.
worth it.
Yeah,
if you don't believe in
if you
yourself.
don't believe. Everyone that made it believe in their vision, and that's why they kept going. Yeah. That's why Ford, the Colonel, was able to keep going, even though nobody else like, are you crazy?
Yeah. And people will say, are you crazy?
People gonna say, because like you trying it again? What's wrong with you? You doing it again?
I mean, I'm sure people think we're crazy. Like, they both left their jobs and they're trying to work on their businesses.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah. Why? Because we believe in what we do.
And we don't plan to go back to 9 to 5.
No.
Because we know that our potential is too big.
Yeah, it's too big. Because I believe in myself. Because I'm like, you know what? The job is not for me. I know that. And so that's why I wasn't afraid to jump and leave my job. Because I could have easily just settled, stuck there, and just wait for an opportunity. But like, no, I'm gonna make my own opportunity.
And it just depresses you when you do something that you don't like. It's so
or something that you don't want to do, or doing something because I'm like, no. But you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in your dreams. You gotta believe in you gotta believe in what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, you gotta believe in it. Because if you don't believe in it, don't do it.
That's it.
Don't do it.
Or you're wasting your time.
Even on your job, if you don't believe in it, don't find another job. Find something, because nobody want to be around miserable people.
And that's why so many places that you go to, especially like in fast food stores and everything, retail, people are always mean.
Mean, yeah.
Customer service sucks because people hate their jobs. and they're doing it for that check. And it's so sad because now you're not giving your best for what you get.
Not realizing every stage you at is a stepping stone for something better.
Yeah,
so do something you want to do something that you believe in, so that you really go to work happy, go to work with joy, and say, use where you at as training. Sometimes you might be at a job and like, you know what, I'm gonna be the best such and such, I'm gonna be the best this, I'm gonna be the best this, so that you like maybe like if you work it as I know somebody that was a server and you took that time out to learn how to speak and learn how to engage with people. So so love what you do, believe in what you're doing, and use that as a stepping stone for something better, because you never know what's next. But if you don't,
and you never know who's watching.
You never know who's watching.
Some people. I mean, I'm a scholar of Neville Goddard, and he speaks in one of his books that his brother had this vision of growing the family business. I'll shorten the story, but he envisioned it, right, and an opportunity came to buy a bigger property, whatever, and they didn't have that money. But somebody had been watching what they were doing with the small business that they had and said, hey, I don't mind investing in you guys. And boom, they became the wealthiest in the country through them putting in hard work in the small beginnings. Somebody was watching and said when they wanted to invest and grow the business, they were ready to invest in them.
Yes. And so it was leading to the next point, afraid to care.
Yeah.
Your indifference. Oh, I knew that was going to work anyway. You're afraid to take chances.
It goes hand in hand with disbelief. What's the point of you doing it when you already know that you're going to fail?
You're going to fail, yes.
You're
just indifferent. Yeah, don't waste your time or trying to go for that interview or studying or preparing for the interview when you don't believe you're going to get it anyway.
That's why I'm like, this business, it's a win. It's a win. Before it even launches, it's a win. Because I've made up my mind, it's gonna be a win. You don't have the mindset of being. You're not indifferent. Oh, I know you're not indifferent. You know it's gonna win. And the funny thing, the universe listens.
Yes.
Because that thoughts becomes things.
Actions.
They become things. We manifest our thoughts.
We talk about mindset before it manifests in the physical. It manifests in the mental.
So if you're gonna think negative of it and you're expecting a different result, you're kidding yourself. Yes.
So we're saying care. Don't have that indifferent attitude, because that's the reason why you are failing, because you are indifferent, because you don't care about what you're doing, because you don't care about that interview, because you don't care. You got the attitude. Oh, I know it's gonna work out for me anyway. I knew this wasn't for me, so that's why.
Then why do it?
Why do it? Yeah.
And people to prove to.
Instead of just having an attitude, is what? Like we always talk about, it's feedback. Oh, you know what? I know what I need to do the next time to get the job. Yeah. Instead of being indifferent. Oh, I know it wasn't for me anyway. Or no, I know what I need to do the next time to get the job.
Yeah, and to close it off, we'll say, don't ever think you don't deserve it.
You do deserve it.
You do.
You do deserve it.
You're worth it.
You're worth it.
Your dreams are valid.
Yes.
Get up.
Get up.
Take one step
at a time.
Put one foot in front of another.
Yes.
You will make it.
Yes.
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
I believe in you to make it. If your faith is not big enough, take my faith for you and use that to help you get to where you want to get. Don't ever think that you don't deserve it. Because if you think like that, you're pushing it away from you.
Yes. If you think like that, you won't get that interview.
And that's my time.
If you think like that, you won't get the interview. If you think like that, you won't start that business. If you think like that, you won't have success. Because you gotta see that you are worthy.
Yeah.
You do deserve. Whatever you want, the universe, God, whatever you want out of life, you gotta know that you deserve it. Because why? There's a lot of people that read the Bible, read scripture, but a lot of time I don't think they really believe and that they deserve it. Because if they believe they deserve it, then I think it will happen for them.
Yeah.
So let me know that you're reading it, but you don't really see yourself with it, or you don't see yourself.
When God says what's impossible with man is possible with Him, it means anything is possible.
Anything is possible, but you gotta believe, and you gotta see that.
Believe that.
Yeah, and you gotta see yourself that you deserve. You deserve to be the ruler of the land, to have dominion, to be healthy. You gotta see you gotta say, I deserve this.
Yeah.
The Bible said I could do all things through Christ that strengthened me.
Yeah.
So if He said I could do all things, or you could do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you ask of, according to the power that work
in me
and you. But you gotta see that you deserve it. That I can do it.
Yeah.
I can be whatever I can imagine. And I'm telling you,
R. Kelly said it. I believe
I can fly. I believe I can touch. But you gotta see yourself. You gotta believe that you can deserve it. You do deserve it. You deserve to have that house. You deserve to have that business. You deserve to have that good marriage. You deserve it all. But you gotta see it for yourself.
Yeah.
Did you see it for yourself?
That's the question.
Yes, that's the question. Do you see it for yourself? And so, we hoping this was a blessing to you. How you think about this episode today?
It went well, but with time, we took a bit of time. But hey, we wanted to pour out to you.
Yes.
So we know that this podcast was sponsored empowered
by Next Opportunity Window. Like I said, this community is an awesome community where we're able to come together and learn, connect. If you're an introvert like me, you don't have to worry about, being afraid to be yourself. We're saying come be yourself. Come learn.
Come as you are.
Yeah, come as you are, and come grow with us. Come share your ideas, your inputs, because this is how we all grow, and this is how we all learn. So we saying, come and be a part of this dope community, and share your knowledge and come grow with us. We do have daily themes. We do have monthly webinars, quarterly masterminds, weekly lunch and learns, where we all able to come and grow. We able to connect with one another and share. It's not like a public social media platform where it is distracting. You can actually come, learn, connect with people without being distracted with all the different bombarded with different notifications or spam or promotion. You always got
always something.
And you're able to focus on what you want and achieving your goals and being accountable, because you do get direct support from myself or even my wife. So definitely come and join the community, where we get your 2-week trial offer to see what the community is about, and then after the 2 weeks you will be charged on the monthly subscription $59.99 to be a part of the family. We're saying be a part of the action taker, because in Next Opportunity Window, we just don't talk. We do.
Yeah.
We are action takers. We do what we're gonna do, and we're gonna hold you accountable. You said you're gonna do this, and you want to achieve this. We want to see you do it, and we want to see you make it happen. And we're gonna hold you accountable until you do it.
Accountability.
Yes, everyone needs it. So definitely, we said join it. We also have the course coming up. The 6-month mentorship boot camp is coming. Like I said, but we give you an opportunity to join the waiting list, so that you can take advantage of the early bird special when we have that out. So definitely join the waiting list, so that when we offer the course, you'll be one of the first individuals to take advantage of the early bird special. So we say walala wasala. Yes.
Yeah, so also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not. That red button, if it's still red, it means you have not subscribed. Just press it once.
And that notification bell.
And hit the bell, so that whenever we post up a video, you get it. You'll be the first one to get it. Also, we'd love to be friends with you on social media, so you can follow me at Lady Caesar 1 and...
Yeah, get inspired by LJ.
Or you can follow us collectively at Chilling with the Chaplins. But also, not just that, we have audio platforms where if you don't want to watch us or see our faces, which I think you should because we're cute.
And handsome.
You can listen to us on our audio platforms.
Yes.
And these are all platforms
Yes.
on your streaming for.
Yes,
for
and you have a follow. We say follow us. We say hit that plus button. I know on Apple Podcasts you have to hit the plus button. So we say follow us. We say leave a review and rate us. It does help us to grow the channel. It does help us to reach more people by you following, by you subscribing, by you commenting, do all the things that we ask you to do. It goes a long way and help us to reach more people so more people can grow and learn and connect with us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And on that
and
note,
they connect with you as well when you join the community.
And on that note, we
Yes.
want to say,
See you next week.
Take
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Caesar, bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development. So we can take control of our life. Let's go.